Hello everyone, how are you guys? Hope everyone had a blasting new year and everyone was safe at home. So thank you, Jay, for inviting me. Okay, cool. So before I start, I have a simple poll that I want to do. Uh, can you see the poll? Okay, that's great. Cool. I think everybody here today is looking for internship, right? So most of you are in what year? Second year, third year? You can put it on the chat. Ashutosh is from second year, Nikunj third, first year. Oh, great. We have somebody from first year. That's good to know. First year, cool. Third year, that's great. Am I audible to everybody? We will start the presentation then. Okay, okay, Nikhil. Yeah. That's good to know. Great. So our poll says that we have almost 90% of the crowd looking for an internship, right? Probably apart from me and Jay, most of them are looking for internship. That's good to know. Okay. And all most of you are, I believe, computer science or IT departments or any other stream students we have. So almost most of are CSE. Okay, good. Because some of the presentation that I'm doing is quite relevant for this mechanical. But are you, Rajat, are you looking for software development kind of internship or are you looking for mechanical internship? As I say, see, okay, that's good. Because I see in your description as a web developer, right? So, cool. Okay, then let me start the presentation. Let me know if you guys are able to see my screen. I guess you are able to see my screen. Cool. Okay, so now let's talk about what is an internship, right? Anybody can tell me what is an internship? Let me see if you guys are aware of what an internship is before we jump into the presentation. Can you let me know what does an internship mean? Any idea? Whatever you think an internship means, any one liner is fine. Working while studying, rating the experience of doing work in a company, working, learning about how industry works, learning to solve a real world problem, working and learning under some mentors. Yes, that's right. Working on real world stuff. Yeah. I guess you guys, all of you guys are quite on the point. Yes, internship means while you are a student, while you are studying, whatever academic breaks you have, right? You go and participate for a few months. An internship has to be for of at least a month time. Anything less is I'll not consider as an internship, and also the industry will not consider it as an internship, right? So significant time, which is typically 1 to 6 months for college students, right? Average, I think, is probably 3 months, where you work on a real world problem, right? Where you work with the industry, or could be academia also, right? I in my third year and second year, I worked with college professors. I worked in IIM Lucknow in my second year, worked on a research project. I worked in Denmark in DTU in a research project. So the internships could be of research nature, right? But we'll not talk about that. I believe all of you are looking for an internship which is probably in a company or in a industry rather than an academia, right? Academia internships are quite different. You need to be prepared for that differently. If you guys want to also understand that, let me know. We can host another session for that. But today, our discussion is mostly on how do you score an internship in the industry, be it a large company like Amazon, be it a smaller startup or a fast growing startup, does not matter. It's more about the industry internships, right? Not the academic internships. So now the thumb rule of a great internship is, I guess, it should be paid. Okay, if you're not getting paid while you are doing an internship, then it's not a serious work experience, right? I guess you'd most of you would agree to this. And if you have done an internship where you have not got paid, the work that you have done is not valuable to the company or to the startup or to the enterprise, and that's why they have not paid you, right? So any internship that you do should be paid. The stipend might range from few thousand rupees depending on the kind of work to few thousand, a few lakhs also. All right. Some of the academic internships that happen where you go outside India, they go up to 3,000, 5,000, or $8,000, right? Few lakhs. In some of the Indian companies, startups also pay decent or handsome stipend in the range of 15, 20, 30, or 40,000. At Skillanza, we typically pay 15 to 20,000, depending on the nature of the internship. If it's a tech internship, it's typically 15,000 to 20,000. If it's a content or let's say marketing internship, it's 12 to 15,000. But the internship has to have stipend, right? So that is the thumb rule. So keep that in mind. So if you are looking for an internship, if you see an internship opportunity and the company is not paying you, then don't go for it, right? I agree, you need something on your resume. It's probably true for the first years. We have some first years here. You might try for an internship which does not pay you but gives you experience. That's fine for the first year students. But beyond second year, right? Second year, third year, or let's say in your final year when you go for a 6-month internship. That's how we hired few engineers last year. They joined us for 6 months. They got a decent stipend. After 6 months, they became full time and they got the market salary, right? So even if that is the case, there has to be some stipend on the table, right? Second is that before I move to how to score, I'm just kind of focusing on some of the important aspects to keep in mind while you're looking at an internship. A, stipend. Second, broadly is the kind of work, right? You should always understand what project, what assignment you are getting involved, right? What is the real value? Like you say, real world problem, right? What is the real value? What is the real world impact of the problem you're going to solve? In an academic environment, the project that you're building, does that lead to a paper? That does lead to a research journal, to a journal? Are you publishing it in conferences? Are you probably coming up with a patent, right? Or you're making it to a project in your final year, or going forward for your masters. So that is how we measure the success of a academic internship. In case of an industry internship, what is the impact of that project, right? Third is that, is there a full-time opportunity, right? That is something that you have to, is it only valid for students? Neetu, what's your exact question? What is valid for students only? Are you talking about the internship experience? Or you're talking about people who have graduated and they are looking for an internship, not a full-time role? Okay, while Neetu is kind of elaborating the question, so the third key thing to keep in mind is there a full-time opportunity, right? Is there an opportunity that gets converted? So let's say you are joining a company in final year, in your 7th semester or your 8th semester. Are they seriously looking to hire you full-time post internship? Like I said, we have done that several times. A lot of companies do it. We recently ran a competition for a hackathon for Palo Alto Networks. There were 6 positions, 6 months internship from January to June, and then full-time employment, and very handsome stipend and salary, right? So that is something that you should keep in mind if there is an opportunity at the end of the internship. If not, that's fine. Like you are in second year, obviously not go for a full-time job. But if you're in third year or in fourth year, you should seriously talk to the employer or the company, right? These are three basic things to keep in mind. Rest we will talk while we start the presentation. There is one question. Question is hidden. I can't see it. Okay, that's strange. Let me go to the slides now. Okay, that's cool. I think this is what we'll talk about. How do we get a paid internship? Like I said, right, paid internship. That's what we're looking at. We're not looking at free internship. First students, you can consider a free internship, but still, I'll say try to see if you can get a paid internship, right? So now, before I begin the webinar, I think we all are bored, right, of so many webinars happening. In fact, I am bored. I don't want to do these webinars, but still we have to do because we can't meet in person. We need to can okay those can first students get a paid internship at Skillenza? Yes, I mean if you there are we are hiring in few things right from community management to content creation, problem setting to front end engineering to content marketing, social media. So there are 7 8 profiles that we're looking at Advik. If you have the right skill, right, we don't care whether you are first year, second year, or third year, right? It's all about if you can deliver for us, and like I said, it'll always be a paid internship, right? So moving to the presentation. So I guess you guys, do you agree with me that you all are bored? Yes, skill and the hustler being reviewed. I think we are looking at a new batch from this week. So if you have applied, you will get back to it. So guys, campus ambassador programs, whether it's skill and the hustler or any other companies, campus ambassador, campus programs are we. I don't consider them as internship. That's a fun program. Like I said, when I was student, I worked. In three different internships. Couple of them were academic. I am Lucknow, Denmark Technical University. Third was a startup called InfraTab based out of US, which where I joined full time after graduating. Right. These were three serious internships where I got paid decent, handsome stipend. I actually couple of them. I created papers. I presented in conference. The third one was in a startup which gave me the full time job. Right. That was my beginning of my career, my journey. I also participated in a lot of student organizations. Like I was also part of something called Kairos, which promotes student entrepreneurship. There I was like a campus ambassador. I was helping Kairos to get connected to students in India, right? So campus ambassador program, guys, is different. You should do that. That helps you to network, meet smart people, right? Get some bounty. But don't consider that as a serious internship. Have that on your resume, have that experience counted, but look for a serious internship, right? So in Skillenza, we do both, right? We do take serious interns who get paid stipend, they get full-time employed at Skillenza. That's what we have done several times. And then we also run the campus ambassador program. We have also taken few guys from campus ambassador program and made them intern, and probably they became full-time employed, right? So that is, yes, that is how it happens. Neetu, if you are a fresh graduate and you are looking for an internship, you don't have a job currently and you are looking for an internship, yes, you should talk to the company and say, I will do the internship for, say, let's say 2 to 3 months. That you should ask for a decent stipend. I don't know what that amount would be based on your skill set and what company you're applying. But then you should talk seriously on day one that, hey, if I do really well, what is my career path, right? Are you going to give me full time work, or I will be intern for 3 months? Then you will tell me to go to another internship, right? So don't look for those kind of internship. If you're a student, 2 3 month internship is fine. But if you are in final year or you have already graduated and you're looking for a job, go for a serious internship that gets converted to a full time job. So that period you can say is like a trial period, right? Try before you buy. It's a probation period. So look for an internship which gives you a full-time employment. That is what you need to keep in mind. Yes, you need to look for the stipend and also a good project, right? So now, guys, do you agree that webinars are very boring? Coming back to my point, if yes, let me know by your reaction. Yeah, that's fine, Nitu. You can do that. Yes, we all our whole company today is virtual, so we are all working from home. This is my place, so it's all completely 100% virtual. So some we have almost three interns working with us currently. They're all working. They in fact they're in final year students. They're working. They're going to classes. They're working with us. So yes, that is possible. Yeah. So that's the point. Webinars are boring, right? So let's do one thing, right? Why they are boring? Because people create boring slides. They put a lot of text, right? So we'll play a simple game. We will. I'll show you some pictures. I guess everybody has played dumb charades. I believe, right? I think that's a no-brainer. Everybody has played dumb charades, right? Yeah. So it's a similar game. We will. I'll show you pictures of movies. You have to guess, and we'll talk about how to score the internship through these movies, right? So that's how we'll run the show. We'll actually talk about movies. We'll talk about fun elements in the movie. We'll talk about funny scenes in the movie, and then we'll talk real stuff, which is how do we get the internship, right? So now moving to the next slides, beginning the game. This is no brainer. I've put the name of the movie. Any guesses? We're talking about internship, so I think this is the movie I should mention. Anybody who has seen this movie? Yes, the intern. Neetu, yes. Are you currently working somewhere, Neetu, or you're looking for a job? Yes, Nikun, you're right. This is the movie Intern. And if you have seen the movie, what happens here is Robert De Niro, right? He is almost, I think, 65. He is retired, and Anne Hathaway runs a very successful e-commerce startup. They are looking for senior citizens to become interns, and that's what Robert De Niro discovers. And then he becomes part of the startup, and he does really good work. If you've seen the movie, right? And then his place, his standing in the company becomes concrete, and he joins. He becomes a more of a, you can say, a right hand man for Anne Hathaway, right? Because he's experienced, he understands the real world, and he becomes a great mentor to Anne Hathaway, right? So that's how great internships are. You discover a great opportunity, you find a great employer, you do good work, and you solidify your position there, right? So if you've not seen the movie, please watch it. And if you're looking for internship, you'll love this movie, right? This is, I'll talk a lot about the internship journeys of people, right? How people discover internships, how they work in teams. It's a fun movie. Do watch it, right? Now moving to the first process, right? Any guesses? I guess this is no brainer. I can't see the chat screen, so I have to move. Can you see my screen? Okay, let me reshare it. Give me a moment. There is some problem in this air meet. Now, can you see my screen? Guys, can no, no. Okay, it's just the screen is visible. Only Google Chrome. Yeah, that I know, but you can't see my slides, right? It's not allowing me to share the whole screen. That's the problem. Yeah, let me do one thing. Give me a moment. Multiple, I know multiple infinite screens. Give me a moment. Some issue in. Let me see if I can do a. Yeah, Nitu, you can. Are you currently working somewhere, Nitu? If you are not working somewhere, yes, you can get internship if you have already graduated. That's not a problem. But if you're working somewhere, then obviously then you have a full time job, so you need to you can work with other companies, but people will not call as an internship; they'll call it as a freelancing. Uh, Moths 12. Uh, okay, yes, yes. I think it's you are on the yeah. If you're not working, Nitu, you should apply for internships and you will get it. That's not a problem. Since you have graduated, that's not a problem. Obviously, you have to look out for the right skill sets so that you can do it. Mark 12, yes, I think you have you graduated 10 years ago. Okay, so then Neetu, what is happening today? So did you work in between? Do you have work experience? So Mark 12, yes, you have I think quite decent skills. You should try for a paid internship in web design, like front end engineering. How good is your? I think you said React, right? How good is your React, Mark? So React is quite good. Then there are a lot of companies who are looking for front end engineering interns. You have a good chance to score that. So Nitu, if you have, you can try out. There are a lot of companies who are looking for uh, people who took a break a few years back and want to. Okay, Mark. Yes, I think that's fine. You should. You can try. Uh, just brush up your React.js skills a little more. There are a good amount of companies who are looking for these kind of skills, right? React is very popular now. So I think you should be fine. There is another question, sir, how to manage time as I'm working in 2 to 3 companies, different projects, as well as continue my education. I'm currently senior ML engineer as well as doing a master's in CS. So are you working, Mohammed, are you working somewhere full time or you are still studying? Okay. Yeah. So then I think you should look for more freelancing projects that will actually help you out uh, to build projects. Okay, Aditya, that's a great question actually. So one thing that is much needed. So you are currently in your second year, right? So work on your algorithm and data structure skills. Right, programming and data structure is very important. If you like front end engineering, then pick up React. React is quite good. Otherwise, if you work on Python, I think Python would be good. A lot of startups work on Python. So if you pick up Python and brush up your algorithm and data structure skills, you will be fine. Right? Should not be a problem. You can look for back-end engineering kind of roles. Right? If you like front-end engineering, if you pick up React or let's say Node.js plus React, then you'll be fine actually. So look for that. I don't know whether you like data science. There are a lot of data science internships that happen, analyst kind of work. Yes, yes, Mohammed, you're right. Any project that you do should be quantified, right? So I do this resume roast where we talk about how people should write resume. One of the things that we really focus is whatever work you do should be quantified. So let's say since you are in data science, so any data science project that you do should be quantified in terms of like how your models worked, right? What was the accuracy level? Any improvement, process improvement that your algorithms has created. So for you, quantification is very important. So whenever you do these projects, do projects which are little innovative, right? Don't take cookie cutter projects that are there on GitHub or in Kaggle. Don't pick them up. Think from scratch. You can pick up good data sets from the internet, but build something interesting on your own, right? And then quantify it with numbers. So these will actually help you for grad school and jobs outside India, right? So work on that, and there are a lot of this. See, Python. When I say Python, it's the language. Django, Flask, your wish, right? You have to check what is more in demand. But the way we have seen, Django, Flask are both in equal demand. You can pick up one of them. We use Flask at Skillenza. There are other companies who use Django, but they're interchangeable. The skills are interchangeable. If you have a good handle on Python, it should not be a problem at all. So work on that. So algorithm, data structure, then Python, then probably one framework. You can pick up the Django or Flask, your wish. Not a problem at all. Bala is asking, can you please tell us some websites or places where we can find some good internship? Are there any internship available at Skinner? Yes, Bala, as I mentioned, we do have internship opportunities. You can actually follow us on Twitter. You will find. Second is that we do something called intern hunt on a regular basis. From next week, we'll have a lot of intern hunt happening. It's basically 15-day challenge, programming or data science kind of challenge where people participate, and then we connect the top 10, 15 students to 10 to 15 companies. These are, like I said, all paid internships. If a company comes to us and they don't offer any stipend, we don't work with them. We don't make them a client. So that's a very strict policy from our side. But we'll only bring in companies who are offering decent stipend. So look at that. Second option, I'm not able to share my screen, so I will mention that. Second option is that you have to follow founders on Twitter and LinkedIn. Okay, so do that. If you follow good founders on Twitter and LinkedIn, they keep posting, right? So that's a great way. Just go and create a list of startups. You will find most of their founders on LinkedIn and Twitter, right? Some are active on LinkedIn, some are active on Twitter. I'm personally active on LinkedIn. I'll share my LinkedIn profile. I'm also decently active on Twitter, but more active on LinkedIn. Some founders are active on both. They do post their opportunities, so follow them. You can directly ping them. So you have to create a great LinkedIn profile or Twitter profile before you go and ping people, send a personal message. Most of them reply, and they will at least connect you to the right person in the team, even if they don't talk to you directly, but they'll connect you internally. So that's a great way to scout for internships, right? Second is there are a lot of platforms. There is Internshala, there is AngelList, right? Then we have Skillenza for you guys. So you can look at these places where you can find internship. There are a couple of new startups who are also coming up. Do look out for them. Internshala is there. They've been there for a lot of time. So they do host good internship opportunities, right? That's the second method. Third is that, like I said, we conduct a lot of hackathons, right? So go for a lot of hackathons and coding competitions where you can actually win internships, right? They do happen on Skillenza, they do happen on HackerEarth. So look out for these platforms, Skillenza, HackerEarth, then TechGig, three platforms, common platforms where you will find these internships, right? There is another question by Abhijit. So while making resume, would you prefer plain resume templates or color combination? Does not matter, Abhijit. What matters is the format of the resume. Color is fine. Don't use a lot of colors. Don't make it like a wedding card invitation. Have two colors. Probably your heading could be one color, which is very formal color. Don't put jazzy colors, maybe like a deep blue or something, and then use gray or black as the text, right? That's it. Don't use a lot of color. Like I mentioned, you can search for the resume roasts that we have done. Couple of them. We have spoken a lot about how to build good resumes, whether it's college students looking for internships, whether fresh graduates looking for jobs. Some of these points, which I also mentioned about Mohammed, is very important. You have to quantify your work, right? You can have two column resume. That's fine. One column could be about your projects and your education, your internships if you've done any, the work experience, projects, and education. The second column could be other secondary information, which is skills and let's say some competitions that you have won, right? Some achievements like you have won a hackathon or you have basically published a paper or a patent. So two columns is fine. One column is also good. Not more than that. Okay, don't do three columns. There is another question. I totally agree with you. I know there is a lot to learn, but see what happens is obviously there is a lot to learn, but most of the companies still are looking for basic smartness in engineers, right? So even if you don't know Kubernetes, that's fine, right? There are what we need is that your basics should be strong. Uh, uh, I totally agree with you. Every day we hear there is some new platform coming up. There's new thing is happening. But to be honest, these are ways of a lot of companies to kind of create the hype around their products and show the market that they need to have those skills. But even if like somebody asked, right, the basic skill, right, if you're looking for to become an SD engineer or you are looking for a data science role, the basic concepts of software engineering, programming and data structures, if you're a data science or ML engineer, your linear algebra, matrix algebra, probability and statistics, your maths, right, your math skills, your Python programming skills, they have to be there, right? These are must to have. Some of these new platforms are nice to have. Some have become very important now, depending on the skill set. Like, for example, if you're looking for a DevOps role, some of the tools, couple of tools you should be aware of, right? So that because the companies are using it. But don't get bogged down by or intimidated by a lot of tools. Just follow the basics, right? Think from first principle, follow the basics. Sometimes, yes, you're right. I mean, that's the point. Some ATSs don't understand two columns, so that's why one column we generally mention one column. It depends, right? If you're looking for applying to a lot of startups, so think about two column because most of the startups don't have a very automatic robotic process. They like if we get resumes, we will actually go through them manually and pick up the best guys and do the interview. In case of large companies, like for example, FANG companies, they get a lot of applicants on a daily basis. They have to follow a robotic process or you can say a predefined formula. There, your resume should be as simple as possible so that you it can pass, right? It can at least get you in front of the recruiter. So yes, so think about two resumes, and guys, when you create resumes, you can have multiple formats or versions of the resume. Like one for, let's say, if you have both skills, you have worked on some full stack engineering projects. You've also dabbled with data science, data analytics, and you're looking to apply and see your try your luck. There's nothing wrong about it because as students, you also are discovering what kind of work is interesting for you. As long as you can do some meaningful work in a company, you can try any of these things. You can try your luck, right? To be honest, when you're looking for an internship, you don't know what company is going to respond and where you will land up, right? So, as a best practice, I'll also suggest that you should try, but customize your resume for that position, right? If you are looking for a data science kind of a role, if you have done data science project, give it more weightage on the resume, right? So that's why when you're creating resume, don't think that you have to create one. You have to actually, to be successful in scoring the internship, you have to create multiple formats, like one for startup, one for big companies, one for SD role. Let's say you also have some community management, marketing, social media experience, and you don't mind trying out that internship. So highlight those things, right? Highlight your position of responsibility, highlight those kind of things in your resume. So in when I was a student, we I had at least three formats of resume minimum. That's how we would score, right? The academic internship. That's how I have scored. So look out for a few formats that you like personally, and then customize it according to the job roles. Let me go to the next question. Sir, I'm good with data structure and problem solving. Many internship in Internshala is unpaid. Yeah, that's the point. So on some platforms do host all sorts of internship, paid, unpaid. Look for a paid internship, right? Like I said, if you are not getting those opportunities on some of these hosting websites like Internshala, go for so any good startup in India today. They're looking for smart interns. What you need to do is very simple. Go and follow the founders, follow some of their good employees, and you can directly ask for a referral. There's no problem, right? But as I said, have a good, nice LinkedIn profile and Twitter profile, and just apply. And don't have long cover letters. Very simple. Write a decent sized cover letter which talks about your skill, what you're looking at, let's say your college or anything else. That's it. And just ping them. And most of them, in fact, will actually reply and connect you to the right person. So that is a good way to score a paid internship, because most of the startups who have raised funding, they do provide decent stipend, right? And as I said, look out for intern hunt from Skillenza. You will have some of these good internships coming up there. So how important are data structure, algorithm skills, and is competitive programming important? See, the point is, let's say, just talk about, right, you all are engineers here, so you all have gone through the IIT JEE or any state JEE, all those exams, right? So when we were in high school and we were looking to become engineers, we would study three subjects, right? Physics, chemistry, maths. And the questions that comes in the JEE exam, you're not going to use, like if you're going into CS engineering, right? Why do you need to read chemistry? How is it going to help you? If you're going for chemical engineering, like I studied food engineering, so we used a lot of chemistry there. So it made sense that if whatever I studied in high school, a lot of those chemistry concepts were being used in my food engineering, or if I'm a bioscience or biomedical, biotechnology, right? Chemical engineering, chemistry becomes very relevant for me. Physics also becomes relevant for me, right? In food engineering, a lot of heat transfer. But why should a computer science engineer study chemistry, right? They should study maths, yes, maybe a little bit of physics. Why chemistry? So the point there is that we are all looking at the smartness, right? So when the colleges are looking for, let's say IITs, NITs, triple ITs, they're looking for smart people to join them. So they have that yardstick. So physics, chemistry, maths is the yardstick to measure the smartness of a high school student in India, or globally maybe, right? Globally, they have SAT, they do have other stuff, but there are some yardsticks that these guys have created, right? So to become a great computer science engineer, the data structure algorithm skills are the base, the foundation. And also, competitive programming is like your JEE, right? It helps you to score an opportunity in a great company. It's the yardstick that they're using. That's why it's important. So if the companies tomorrow change the yardstick, competitive programming will not be that popular. So because companies have this yardstick that, hey, when we're looking for a SD1 kind of role, a fresh engineer, we have to check their algorithm data structure skills. We are not looking at somebody who can build a product for us, right? Because we have a bigger engineering team, we have a structure that people join as SD1s, they write some code, then they become SD2, they start building out stuff, all right? SD3, SD4, principal engineers, architects, they actually do the system design of the software, right? But the basic SD1, SD2 is write code, review code. So there we're looking at algorithm and data structure skills. That's why it's important to become a great software engineer. And competitive programming is your way of, it's like you can study physics and chemistry and maths and not give JEE, right? You don't care about JEE. You just study because it's interesting. You go for Olympiads because it's fun, right? But when you're studying for JEE, you are becoming part of a competition. You're becoming part of a contest. So that's why both are important. So make your concepts strong by going through great programs. You can do online courses. In fact, we are also launching some of our online courses under the banner of Skill Dojo. You can look out for that. Competitive programming is important for you to be ready for the industry, right? At least for the interviews. That's why both are important. Your concepts and your you participating in contests and programming hackathons regularly, right? So now I hope Chetan, I've answered your question. And in fact, you ask your fellow attendees here, most of them will agree with me that, yeah, hey, if you're looking to become a great software engineer, this is basic, right? You have to do this. So let's move to the next question. Pawan, can you suggest some projects for full stack internships? Are you looking to build projects on your own? That's what you're saying when you say some projects? Nikunj is asking which one is better on long run, community management or SD. While we are waiting for Pawan, I'll take this question. So Nikunj, depends what you like, right? So if you ask me the number of jobs or job openings for SD1s, fresh graduate engineers, be it back-end, front-end, full stack, data science, data analyst, is way, way higher than community management, right? See, community management is only relevant for certain kind of companies. If you understand B2B, B2C, there is something called B2D, right? Business to developers. So there are companies like us, there are companies like GitHub, there are companies like Microsoft, AWS. These are companies who sell directly to developers, like you guys who are programming enthusiasts, people who are working in the industry as software engineers, like Postman. These are companies who directly sell to these people, right? To developers. That's why they need community managers. That's why we have community managers. That's why, let's say, AWS or DigitalOcean would have developer advocates or developer evangelists, right? But the number of jobs there are less, right? So if you really like technology, but you also like marketing, you like writing content, you like meeting new people, you like coming online like me and talking to people, yes, then community management is great for you. But from the number of job standpoint, obviously SD or any software engineering roles will score much higher, right? But as I said, if you really like this stuff, then this is for you, right? I hope this answered your question. Pawan, yes, yeah, great. So ping me on LinkedIn if you need any further discussion. We'll do that. So Pawan, yes, for resume projects, it's an interesting question. Why? Because I've seen so many resumes, right? Be it like lateral guys or basically experienced guys or college students. The projects that they do on their own, they are very cookie cutter, right? The most popular project that I've seen is library management system, blood donation app, right? Some ERP. Why are we doing this, right? We are in 2021 now, right? Not 2020, 2021. We have so many real life problems. We have so many use cases that we can replicate. We have so many business problems. We have so many consumer problems. Why are you picking up library management system? Have you guys gone to a library ever? Who goes to a library now, right? Either you read it online or you're on your phone or you're on a Kindle or you take a printout somewhere from your photocopy center, right? But who goes to library nowadays? Nobody. So why do you make library management system? Something that was relevant 50 years back or 30 years back. So that's the whole point, right? Think about problems that you are facing today, right? Or you can pick up a project which is a very popular app and just replicate it on your own. Right? You say, hey, I have built Uber myself from scratch. I have designed the system. I have I've used Google Map API. I've also integrated, let's say, a payment gateway, and a user can come and request for a cab or a auto. So you can say, hey, there's a popular app. I've tried to replicate it, and that's how I have designed it. So I've actually designed the whole. You don't know how Uber has been created. You might find some videos and some articles on internet. You take inspiration from there and build an Uber with added couple of features. Very no-brainer, right? Take up an app that you like, Swiggy, Zomato, TikTok, Instagram, and just build a clone of it. That's a great project, right? Because people will understand that, hey, you really like a product as an engineer and you're trying to replicate it, trying to build a clone, and you have understood how the product works, right? That's one. Second is pick up any new problem that does not exist, right? That is another way. Third is that look out for some of these problem statements that are being posted in a lot of hackathons, right? So when you participate in hackathons, companies give out you real world problems, right? The hackathon might be over, that's fine, right? That is okay. For example, I'll give you. We had an hackathon where the company was looking for a product which can convert physical invoices uh, into digital ones, right? And then create a you can say summary of all the invoices. So very simple. You take a photo of a physical invoice, which is a A4 paper. You do OCR. You read, parse the invoice. You read the content, understand what is the product, right? Understand the if the invoice currency, if it's INR, dollar, or the amount, right? Who's the company who has raised the invoice, who's the payee, right? All of these things you pick up and then digitize it, right? Once you do that, that's a great problem that one company proposed in our hackathon a few years back, right? Just pick it up and rebuild it. That's fine. That's a great project. You can say, hey, this was something that a company had proposed and they wanted to do something. I have built it myself, right? For example, one of our clients in payment space, they were looking for eKYC, right? The way you upload your Aadhaar, PAN card, and it does KYC. It's being used everywhere now, but few years back it was not very popular. eKYC was an unknown term, right? Now it's very known because of COVID. A lot of banks are starting to doing eKYC, but it was not popular like 3 years back. So you can pick up those. You just go and look out any hackathon blogs, projects, any websites. Just go through their problem statement and pick it up. And these are three general ways. Fourth would be to go and see open source projects that are hosted on GitHub. Talk to the contributors, talk to the team, and see if you can become part of it, right? So that is another way. So these are four broad ways. And fifth would be to actually pick up a real problem that you can solve and become an entrepreneur, right? Become a founder. So that could be another great way to do it. But broadly, if you follow these four ways, you will find a great project. I hope, Pawan, it answers your question. Guys, any more questions? My presentation did not work, but I have almost covered my presentation. Any more questions, guys? I think this is better. I mean, I really liked it. If you have questions, we can make this more interactive. So that's a good way for the engagement. There was one question I missed, I guess. Let me check it out while people are writing. What's the scope of ML researcher? Yes. So the research kind of work is becoming more prevalent now, right? So if you look at the data science landscape, right, you have data analysts who are people who work on data, just build simple reports, right? You can call them as business analyst, data analyst, business intelligence, almost similar profile. They will take data, slice and dice it, probably use a tool like Tableau to present it in a nice manner. Then you have these data science guys who are people building a lot of insights into the data, writing algorithms, right, building accuracy models or predictive analytics models. Then you have ML engineers who are people who do what Mohammed asked, right? A lot of ML ops kind of work. So that is an SD engineer who's a great programmer working in an ML project, right? Then the ML researcher that you mentioned is also becoming very important now, right? So a lot of these ML problems that are still unsolved, right? If you talk about NLP, NLG kind of work, right? GPT kind of frameworks, GPT-3 kind of frameworks. There is a lot of research work that needs to be done. So people are looking for individuals who have done, let's say, masters and PhD in ML domain, right? There's computer science engineers who their masters or PhD projects are in the ML domain. They worked on large data sets, build things from scratch, right? So ML researcher is a great profile. If you have a strong maths background, I will suggest please go for it, right? We in few of our clients are actually looking for those profiles, right? So as you, I don't know what year you are in, Abhinav. If you are in second year, third year, I would suggest you to dedicate a lot of time. You can say ML research is part industry, part academic. Right? That's why it's very important. So dedicate a lot of time into making your maths very strong. Do a lot of research work. Right? Don't go and find some data set on Kaggle and build a model. That's not ML researcher, right? That's very, you can say, transactional work that you will do. Think more from the first principle. And if you get third, that's a great time. You should try for an internship that is more academic of nature, which you can go try for a in a university, right? Let's say US, Europe, or Singapore University. India also fine, probably ISC or some IITs. You should try it out, or look out for ML research internships, right? I don't know how many companies are looking for those kind of profiles today, but I can suggest you some names. You should try out there, because these companies do a lot of heavy ML work, right? They are known for doing heavy ML work. So look at that. If you score a ML research internship, do that, and then focus on, if you're very serious about it, focus on doing a master's or a joint program, master's plus PhD for the next 5 years, right? So a couple of our data science team members from Skillenza, they have gone to Europe to do masters, and they are working in the lot of, you can say, research domain. They're doing a lot of research in ML. So I've seen their journey. That's why I know a little bit about it, and obviously from the industry because we work there. So that master's plus PhD program will really help you. And then the best company to work in any ML research domain is Google and Microsoft and Facebook. They do hire a lot of ML research guys. Some of the startups who do a lot of NLP work, they also hire, right? But this is where your domain lies, right? So the number of jobs, like I said, would not be very high like the data science jobs, because they are very transactional. But still, the number of ML researchers are not that high also, right? So if you have a strong pedigree, go for a good school in US or Europe and do your master's plus PhD program. There's a sure shot that you'll get an amazing job post that. So you have to put almost 4 or 5 years of effort to become an ML researcher. I hope that answers your question. There is, where do you find data sets for data science? Somebody answer. Yes, Kaggle, Tableau public sets. You can build your own data, right? For example, if you do a lot of image processing kind of problem statements, you want to work on that, you can build your own data set. So we actually, for image processing hackathons, we build our own data sets. We write program so that it builds infinite set of images, and we actually send it to you guys who participate in the ML hackathons and image processing hackathons to do that. You can write scraper in Python. Just go to Twitter and scrape data. Let's say use a hashtag, whichever is popular today, like this COVID-19. Get all the data. Do a sentiment analysis on the data. Right. We had a hackathon where we were talking about. This was like beginning of our company. This was election year 2014, and everybody was talking about Modi wave, right? So the hackathon problem statement was, is there a Modi wave, right? Very simple. So you go and do a scraping of data from Twitter, do a sentiment analysis on the data, and say, is it positive, is it negative? It's very positive, all the tweets are very positive. Then you say that, yeah, the Modi wave is real, right? And that was real actually. Our analysis showed that it was real. So that is something you can do. You can create your own data by scraping the web. You can go to Kaggle, you'll find public data sets. Tableau, yes, Tableau public data sets are there. There are a lot of blogs that people have written. You'll find data sets there. You can go to KD Nuggets. You can go to Analytics Vidya and find good amount of data sets. And also participate in hackathons. That's a great way to get access to data sets which are not public, right? In any of our hackathons or any other platform hackathons, some of the customers give their own data. That is golden. That data you will not find on internet. If you participate very seriously in those hackathons, you will get access to that data. And those data set hackathons are of real value, right? When you say that, hey, you worked on company XYZ's data set, people will take you very seriously. Which is preferred, sir, personal project or internship? For a job, see, for a job, it's a journey. You have to have at least one or two internships, at least one internship in your resume, and let's say 3 to 4 personal projects. Right? So, resume is like your thali that you eat, right? So, when you go for a thali, you have everything there, right? You have your carbs like roti or rice, you have dal, you have a couple of curries or sabzi, whatever you call it, you have some salad, right? You have papad. So that's how a resume should be, right? You have to have your main stuff, which is your work experience, which is internship. You have to have your side projects, which is your side dish, right? And your little bit of papad and chutney, which is your extracurricular activity, your achievements, right? So all are important. I'll not say that you have to prefer one or the other. As a student, you have certain amount of time on a regular basis, so use it wisely. So do work on personal projects, which I mentioned could be you can pick up on your own. You can pick it up from previous hackathons. You can go and research on internet, go to GitHub, do that. At least 3. I'll not say like 10. Don't do 10. Then people think that you have not put a lot of effort on all the 10. You've not gone deep into these projects. 3 is enough, because if you're a third year student, I can understand that in second year, third year, you've started building projects. 3, 4 projects is fine, and 1 internship, right? When you're a final year student, maybe 1 or 2 internships and 4 or 5 projects, not beyond that. So go for 4 or 5 projects and have meaningful projects, not library management system or blood donation, right? That's not acceptable in the industry. There is another question. So final suggestions on getting paid internship. Yes, like I said, if you want to summarize it, one is go to these platforms, Internshala, Skillenza, AngelList. There are, if they've not clearly written about the stipend, ask for it, right? Always ask for the stipend. If it's not there, don't do it. Second is that follow founders on LinkedIn and Twitter. Talk to them personally. They will help you out. Third is attend some of these hackathons and coding competitions which lead to an internship, right? These are 3 major categories you will find the internships. Sir, what do we need to do well in hackathons? That's a good question. And see, what you need, I mean, we have done probably almost, we do 40 to 50 hackathons every year. So almost in our 5 years of our existence, we've crossed 300 plus hackathons. And what we've seen, the winners, what they do in the hackathons is that they have few good components built in, right? So Aditya, to win a hackathon, start with a great team. Like to build a startup, to run a good company, or a personal good life, right? You have to have a good partner. Very simple. So start with a good team. Jot down your weakness and strengths. Let's say you are a front-end engineer. You are good at building dashboards, building UI, right? Screens. So look out for a amazing backend guy, right? Who can complement you. So look for complementary skills. If you're a data science guy, look for a few product builders who can come in together. If you are a backend guy, look for a UX or a product designer. So build a team that is complementary and understands each other very well. Because what we have seen is most of the hackathons, people start with a lot of enthusiasm. If it's physical, the enthusiasm dies within like 6-7 hours. If it's online, in the first couple of days or first couple of weeks, right? 1 week. So a great team is quite important, right? Second is that what we have seen is that don't bite more than you can chew, right? So when you're solving a problem in a hackathon, think about the lean startup approach. If you guys have not read the book Lean Startup, read it, right? I think that's a great way to start building good products in the hackathon, right? Think about MVP. If you don't know MVP, research about it. It's called minimum viable product. It's the minimum feature that a customer will like and probably use it and pay for it. Very simple, right? So think about MVPs, think about lean products when you're looking at hackathon. Don't think about a Batmobile, right? If you think about a Batmobile, if you're designing a car in a hackathon, you will never be able to complete it. Think about a cycle or think about a scooter, right? Think about basic features which is achievable in 24 hours or let's say a few weeks. depending on online or offline hackathon. So that is the second piece, right? And then third is that uh, have somebody in the team, the complementary skill, somebody who I call as the hustler, right? You have hacker, you have hustler, you have designer. Three elements of a great team, right? You have hackers, basically front end, back end, data science, DevOps, all of those guys, right? Who will build the product. You have designer, who's probably your front end guy or a UX guy who will give a nice touch to it. And then your hustler, right? Your hustler is your team member who is going to be the person who presents it, right? And we have seen the winners in most of our hackathons have a great presenter, great orator, right? A lot of, and this is how obviously hackathons work. I totally understand. You will always argue that, hey, it's hackathon, we should focus on the product, not on the presentation. But that's the real world for you, right? The presentation matters. Like I said, that's why resumes matter. Even if you've done a great project, if you've not you have gone and done great internships, if you don't present in a nice manner, the recruiter does not have time. Somebody asked that, how do I design my resume so that it can be passed easily, right? So the presentation is important, as they say in Hindi, jo dikhta hai wahi bikta hai, right? So that skill set is important. So have a great presenter, orator in your team. So three elements, right? Build features in a lean way. Don't pick up features that you can not build in 24 hours or few weeks. Have a good complementary team, hacker, hustler, designer. And third is build good stories, right? The storytelling, the presentation is also important, because we do have one of the parameters of a hackathon is presentation, is the product demo, right? Presentation. If you've seen this TV series, Silicon Valley, those guys sucked at presentation most of the time, right? But they have built a great project. So that's the point. So that is also important. If you follow these three things, I think most of the hackathons, you will be at least in the top 10, if not top 3, right? Even if you're in top 10, keep building, right? The one thing that is very important in hackathons is perseverance. If you keep building, keep participating, don't lose your what do you call ambition. That's important, because in few hackathons you will not win. In your first couple of hackathons, third or fourth hackathon, you'll not win. You'll not be in the top 10 also. That's fine. Have fun while building those products in the hackathon. But as you move to a fifth or sixth hackathon, you will see that you are there, right? You're improving. So have that. And while you're building the lean product, do keep a track of what you want to build. Very simple. I don't think a lot of participants use it. Use a tool like Trello or Asana, or just keep a track on an Excel, simple Excel, but keep a track of features you want to build, right? And test it out. It's hackathons are nothing but the way companies work, but in a shorter time frame. So you have a project leader, you have back-end engineers, you have front-end engineers, you have a tester, right? The project leader is the orator who's going to show the demo to the client or to the manager. Simple, right? This is how the real world works. Hackathons are just a replication of the real world. So have a timeline, use a simple tool. I think Trello is quite good. It's free. So use it during the hackathon, right? In 24 hours, you can keep a track on a simple Excel or on a notebook. But in a few week hackathon, online hackathons, weeks are longer. So I think that's why you should use a tool, right? There is another question, sir. How should I prepare to get a cybersecurity first year college? Advik, first thing is that you need to have those skills, right? If you're looking for cybersecurity, you like the space, then start working on the skills, right? Whatever is needed. Let's say, your understanding of computer networks, your understanding of the whole internet, right? Good programming skills, and then build out some decent projects. I'll not say go and hack people's website, but there are decent projects that you can build there. And most of the companies today are looking at cyber security kind of work, right? Some people deploy this method. I personally don't like it that much, but some companies appreciate it, which is that you become a bounty hunter, right? You go and discover good companies and find a bug, but not post it online, right? Never do that. So if you find a bug somewhere, don't post it online, don't post it on social media. Just drop a private email or a message to the tech team, the founder, the CTO, and say, hey, I'm a cyber security enthusiast. I know these skills, and I was kind of looking out for interesting places, and I found your website or your app, and I found this bugs, right? And this is what you should do for it. And I would be happy to get on a call and tell you how we can do it, right? Sometimes companies appreciate it. They give a bounty also, probably a few thousand rupees or t-shirts as prize. They fix the bug, they fix the issue, right? That is fine, but don't be greedy there, right? If you're doing it, don't put it online, don't leak the data. If you have found it somewhere, don't do that, right? There are platforms who run official bounty programs, do participate there. Some companies also mention it that, hey, we are looking for, we are launching a new product, there is some bounty that we are running. If you are interested, please participate. You can look for some official programs. Facebook runs some of these things. But when you are to the second point, right? When you're looking for that, don't do it. But for regular internships, yes, some of these platforms that I mentioned would do the job. The next question is, sir, I'm an AI ML enthusiast. Can you suggest me an internship about this? I'm a second year CSE. See, Mullah, if you have started working on AI ML, first work on a good project, right? Build decent projects, use some of these public data sets that we discussed about, build something from scratch, scrape data from internet, build it out, and then look out for at least a data analyst or a data science internship. Right? You will find it on Angel List. We are also coming out with few intern hunt programs. So look at that. But in the next few months, couple of months, work on good projects. Right, that is very important. Anything else, guys? Any more questions? Jay, any more questions, or we can wrap up the session if you whatever you guys wish. So let me share my LinkedIn profile. Somebody asked for it. While we have questions, let me find. Jay, if you don't have questions, then we can wrap up the session. I'm just sharing my. Guys, I hope it was useful. Let me know if you would like to any other topics that you would want to host. Want to listen, we can work with Jay and get some of those sessions set up. Any topics that you think would be relevant for you guys? Sure, Jay. There is one request. That's my personal favorite. So we can do something. Yes, Mohammed. We can talk about building a company or startup in the coming sessions. Interview preparation, yes, Mark, we can do that. That's a good one. Are you talking about SD kind of roles or in general whole software engineering? We can have deep down sessions also. Yeah, that's yes, Jay. We should do something. Yeah, sure. We can do that. Mark. We can do SD separate. We should do separate because there's a little bit of intersection. There'll be more. Like SD will have different kind of scenarios, right? Then we have front end, back end kind of roles also. So we'll do both. We'll do one on interview preparation, and we'll for SD roles. We'll do another for ML, and for like Mohammed suggested, we should do one on starting a company and becoming a founder. Thank you, Nitu. Okay, guys, I think we can wrap up the session. Do add me on LinkedIn. Any questions you have, please post it on LinkedIn or Twitter. I'll be happy to help you out. Cool, guys. Thank you, everyone. Okay, guys, then. Bye. Have a great day.